Welcome back to Landing Page Secrets, the next video in the line where we're going to go deeper into setting the stage to engage your visitor. Okay, we've gone over a lot of things with the past videos. Once again, like the details below by putting in some comments and letting me know your feedback. The more I know, the more these trainings can help you get in gear. We've set a stage, you got things in gear. Now we want to ask yourself another set of questions. And this module right now, this video training, is all about setting the stage, answering different questions, and giving you some education what to look at. So in doing so, we need to understand the audience, how to engage them, and some content. So the very first thing I want you to do is to make a list of the people that are in your audience and list them from 1 to 20 and describe exactly who they are. Now, remember, with Google Analytics, we can go back and get lots of data of who our users are. We know who our primary audience is and our secondary audience. I want you to write down a complete list, as granular and as detailed as you can, as to what this person looks like, and describe them as intimately and desperately as possible. Think about it. If you want to, go to have a career and you want to become a doctor, well, you're going to ask yourself the question, well, what is a doctor like? What do they do for fun? What do they do in their off time? What kind of families do they have? You want to get to know everything it is about a lifestyle of a doctor so that you can become a doctor, or better yet, you can sell to a doctor. The more you know, the better. It's an exercise. If you can't get through 20, it's quite all right. But the more you put in gear, the more in depth your training and your program will be for your landing page. Identify that audience. I've said it a couple times. You might see a recurring theme in the past few trainings whereby I'm going deeper and deeper and deeper, letting you make sure you know who your audience is. Because once again, if you did nothing in this whole training and forgot the graphics, the details, I'm going to teach you soon, and everything else I've already gone over, remember, it's taking one person, knowing who that one person is, giving them that one page with that one point that communicates that one takeaway that gets that one person to do one thing. Remember the recurring theme? One thing, one thing, one thing. So here, I don't want you to forget one thing, because that's right, I want you to have a ton of websites, a ton of landing pages. So do me a favor, take your right hand, everyone, take your right hand up in your hands, take your right hand over here and stick it out to your right. That's right, stand up wherever you are. You can be sitting in the chair, it's fine, in front of the computer, and take your right hand over, okay? Then, what I want you to do is slap yourself. Ow, boy, that hurt. Boy, that wasn't much fun. But then when you do so, I want you to say one thing, all right? So, one thing. Ow, that hurt. I feel it. I smacked myself. And I said one thing. Then, hit your shoulder and say one thing. Landing page needs one thing. It's one user, one experience. So listen, that may be funny and all, not to me, it kind of hurt my cheek a little bit, but I'll never forget the word one thing, and neither will you. One landing page, one message, one user. Who is that user? Get your one thing. It'll make a lot of sense to you as we go on. Test methods to show deeper content. So these are the things you're going to want to do as you get ready to set this up. I want you to get in your mind that you're going to create a landing page with me together, and that landing page is going to be one. I want you to realize that I want to change everything about that landing page, and I'm going to create 7 more landing pages. What? Yes. Each one of my landing pages, I'm going to change, what's the word you want to use? One thing. So the headline on identical landing page 1 and 2 is going to be different on 1 to 2. That's all I'm changing. So I'm going to develop a series of alpha and beta tests, A/B tests, that literally allow me to capture a bunch of changes across the board, and then I'm going to run traffic to it to find out what makes sense. Testing, testing, testing. So one of the ways we can test is how we display our data. And one of the things is information. Now remember, less is more, right? And a landing page must illustrate a point. But sometimes there's areas where you want to illustrate extra data and extra points. So an HTML quick link might do the trick, or an expandable link, okay? Let me give you a little example of what that might look like. So if you look at a quick link, like here's a website right here, right? And I just roll myself over a hovering link, I'll see that I've got content and information about that website hovering over there. That's a great way to give more information. Now, another way I could say to do this, I said, you know what, I like that, but what if I don't want to put it within that hovering link? I want to change it around so that I can actually have the stuff in line, right? So I can put extra content there. So you can see here, those about us, or those learn more notes, if you will, the expandable data is now written out. So a version A and a version B of your site may have expandable links, and it may have expandable HTML, and it may have hovers that you can actually show the information more aggressively. That's another way that we can look to make sure that we've got things under wraps and different ways we can test it. So we've got, once again, quick links. This is to provide you a list of links where a navigation menu that can be clicked to a deep link inside the content, or an expandable link. Let me show you a quick link example, an HTML link. So I'm going to go back over here to this one. Let's see here. I'll bring it up. And I'm going to go over to this. And this is an excellent example of quick links. So here I have a navigation where I have lots of data. And then underneath it, I expand it down so that I can click on a state like Alabama, and I can come to Alabama. But when I click on Alabama, I'll actually go ahead and go further into the site. We're actually now going to the Alabama page and get more details as well. So what I'm getting to here is your position and your point. What you're explaining to your customers is a way to get more information and make it look like less, okay? So as you're building this out, you're going to test options for how you display your data. So one of the questions you've got to ask yourself is, how much data do you have to communicate to your user to get the point? Will it be better to track the information out and show it all right there so it's all in front of you? Or will it be better to put it into expandable links on your page? These are things you can do with a designer, a developer, or a site suite. These are expandable processes that's available to you. Another solution is a lightbox, okay? A lightbox is another term that's used for like an inline pop-up. The definition says when the link is clicked or moused over, an overlay appears which has the content explaining it. I just showed you that a few moments ago. But another example of a good lightbox you can see is going to be right over here. So here I got a website, you know, at soandso.com. You click on a link, it grays out the back and brings the image up in the front. I like that a lot for an opt-in button or engagement because it gets a user to engage very, very, very heavily. So that's a good idea for another example of a lightbox. We like those a lot. All right, let's keep going. So a lightbox. Another thing you want to look into is explain what you do or what you offer very, very, very clearly. So, you know, how will you explain the service or category and what you're providing? What is it? And here's some ideas. So before you even get into design, we figure out how much content we're trying to communicate and we write our content. Here's a big, 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 big nugget again. Cha-ching, star on the bottom of the page, nugget. Nugget number, whatever number we're on right now. The next nugget is you need to write out your content before you write out your page. You need to know what you're going to communicate. Your design will be centered around your message, what you're trying to communicate. So here, you use a block of text about your service to communicate it. Maybe it's tabs, you know, about choosing this or about choosing that. Or maybe it's a bulleted list of services and features across the board. So you might want to be a bullet list. Maybe you need a services link in the footer. Maybe that will help you out. Or maybe it's a why choose us or X guide or what have you. So you want to ask yourself the question, how will you display the information? It all depends on how much information you've got. So going on, how will you allow the visitor to communicate to you? Make that determination, okay? Collect the contact details. Do you want to give up the information where it says, all right, give me your phone number, give me your email, give me your address, what are you asking for? Do you want to allow a phone number to be displayed on the page? You know, and if you do, who's going to answer the phone? you just can't pick up a phone. If you're going to use a phone service, you know, people use Ring Central or 8x8 and things of that nature. I mean, I've got a call center down in south of the border that I can use for all of my sites and for clients of ours. And then, you know, if you have a phone number on your site, are you tracking it? There's a website called calltrackingmetrics.com. We use them here at our firm at High Traffic Academy, as well as at my other firms that I engage. It allows us the ability to know where the lead is coming from. So when using pay-per-click and AdWords and even an email drops and things of that nature, every traffic source, I could put a unique telephone number into the ad campaign, and so that it displays on my website if I'm putting a phone number on the page. Offer a live chat option. Honestly, think about this one. You ever thought about offering a live chat icon on your site as an affiliate? Ding, ding, ding. I've done this, and I can tell you my conversion rates go through the roof, okay? So you may not be in a position, depending on how big your firm is or how big your organization, or whether you're a small marketer or a large marketer, you're a beginner or you're an experienced person. So taking in phone calls as an affiliate or as a network marketer may be a little bit difficult. As a business, that may make a lot of sense. But if you're an affiliate or a network marketer or an online marketer trying to engage campaigns, a phone call for a campaign you're just referring traffic off to may not be the right solution for you because you're going to man that phone or hire a call center to get them engaged. However, you can literally go to like providesupport.com. It's a great little company. They're not expensive whatsoever. And create a live chat icon that you can use literally across hundreds of sites. I mean, literally, you could go create a live chat, go to providesupport.com, download the program, get it in gear, put a little software on your computer, and when people come to your landing page, they're going to ask you questions. Nothing is more credible than a phone number, a live chat icon, or something that engages a user. Really, because you know that you're not going to be left out in the dark. So honestly, a real big trick, a huge, huge opportunity is a point of contact. If every affiliate marketer who can hear my voice right now, who's an intelligent, smart individual, if your goal is to step out of the norm, out of the box, and be extraordinary in your marketing approach, then your goal needs to do things differently. You can't just add content to a page and expect that to perform. You've got to add every other element. A live chat icon is the lowest cost-effective solution. Imagine what happens if someone's coming to your webpage and they're saying, you know, and you're selling weight loss tablets. And you go to your website, and you're just an affiliate. You've got a landing page created for an affiliate campaign you picked up at clickpromise.com. And you've got that campaign in gear, and you're going to run that campaign. You've built your landing page. You've got your call to action. You've got your graphics. You've gone through my training program, where you've gone through everything I'm going to be teaching you as we go in this little module even more. And you say, all right, yeah, I've got it. I'm understanding. I've got my page. I've got my capturing my traffic. I'm a good member of High Traffic Academy. I realize I need to capture users' data so I can market to them in the future. I got that down. I've gone through my core training. What would be the conversion ratio in your mind, if you will, if you added either a phone number, if you could support that one, or a live chat icon to that landing page? So when someone instant messages you and says, can you tell me more about your tablets? You can respond back to them clearly and give them the same information which is already on your page you're referring them back to. It's an engagement that gets people in gear, and you can push and pull them. There's Zendesk, there's all kinds of chat softwares. I'm not endorsing one to another. That's just one I came up with off the top of my head that we used a while ago before we moved over to another platform. But it's a great introductory, and believe me, it'll add conversion rates, and it adds to the credibility of your site. Mobile responsive landing page is important. Listen, no matter what, everything you do has got to be surrounded around the idea that it's got to be mobile. I showed you earlier at Google Analytics, one of the sites that I own, how the majority of people, literally almost 60–70%, are on a mobile device. So if your landing page is not mobile responsive, then you need to rebuild it. You need to throw it away. You need to not engage it. You need to start all over again because your conversion ratios are through the floor in comparison to what they could be. It's got to be mobile. Here are some of the reasons. The desktop landing page has too much content for a mobile visitor to digest it easily, right? It's a lot. Some of the features on the desktop site won't work effectively on a mobile device. It's just a reality. You won't be able to see it. The calls to action aren't easy to click and need to be repositioned on a mobile device. And of course, responsive means any mobile device, a tablet, a Samsung, a Droid, an Apple device, an iPhone, you name it. And you want to provide a different call to action to mobile visitors, easier to engage, easier to get in gear with. And that kind of gives you the whole of it. Those are the most important things. This is a small little module, a small little training, because I want to set the stage, okay? I'm setting the stage for what's to come. Now, we've had a lot of fun so far, and now it's time to take everything we know and apply it to your actual landing page. So hear me out, and hear me clearly. Don't ever go to the next module until you've done your homework. You've answered the questions, you've defined your audience, you've engaged how your information is set up, you've written out your content, and you know what you're trying to convey. I'm going to show you in our very next module exactly the anatomy of a landing page. I'm going to show you exactly where everything should be positioned on a landing page. I'm going to show you the formula to make sure that your users come, engage, and get what they want. I'm going to show you how to make this stuff work. But you've got to do the work. You've got to establish your goals. You've got to answer the questions. Whiteboard it out and get ready to get busy. Because in the next training, we are going to go so deep into the specifics of a landing page, item by item, section by section, that if you don't get this, you might want to go back to bed and watch Oprah. We'll see you in a few.